What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name's Craig. We're going to be taking a look at the markets. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the 10-year yield and the US dollar, the DXY. And then, of course, we're going to go into Bitcoin. And at the end, look at our chart for XRP, see how that's playing out. So if that sounds good, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Also, if you want to check out any stock or anything, leave the ticker below, and maybe we'll pull that up on the next video or one of our videos. So make sure you put your tickers below. Let's take a look at what's going on. But before we do that, I want to get your guys' opinion on something. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about DOGE and Elon Musk in the government unraveling situations. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say about that. I know there's one side that's screaming they weren't voted for, they shouldn't be doing this. On the other hand, my opinion is even if they weren't voted in, and I believe they were because we knew that was coming when we voted for Trump, right? But let me know what you think about that. I think they're unveiling a lot of corruption, right? So the only people I think would get mad about that are the people involved in the corruption. But that's my opinion. Let me know yours. I'm seriously curious to see what everybody's thoughts are on that. I also been talking a little bit about it on X. You can follow me on X. That link is down below. But let's get into it. Let's see what's going on with these markets, and we're going to take a look first at the the 10-year yield. As you guys know, I believe we're going to head up to these targets eventually here because everything going on in the world, right? And I know everybody's expecting them to drop interest rates. I believe that the rates are going to eventually have to go up, kind of like in the 80s. And if you guys been around my channel at any amount of time, you guys know I'm waiting for what I believe is going to be the biggest market crash in history. But I could definitely be wrong. I've been wrong before, but let's take a look at why I believe that. So these are my targets here. And if we zoom in right into the more, we've been looking at this as a possible head and shoulders. That would get us down to approximately this 4.27, right? And if we get down there, I believe, and we don't have to go down there, we can continue up from here, but this neckline is definitely giving us trouble here. This could definitely be a head and shoulders right here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, so on and so forth, right? Broke the neckline. We do have some major support down here at 4.39. Either way, the way I want to look at this is if we put that right here, if we get one more drop down to these levels, it's going to show hidden bullish divergence, which is getting a lower low in the RSI and a higher low in the price action, showing a massive move to the upside. But that's after a downside, right? I believe that's probably what's going to happen here. And as you guys know, the DXY, I'm looking for around 113 for my first target. I believe we'll go much higher than that. Of course, if we break below this 105.1, that could change everything. The markets could get another huge pump if we break below this, but I think we are still safe to say that we are most likely going to continue up from here. If we go off of this low and this low right here, we had a higher low. We had a lower low here. We got to bounce. Could that be it, or do we get more? That's what we'll have to wait and see where this closes down here to see if we get more divergence. We'll talk about some divergence in Bitcoin too here in a minute. But for those of you that are interested in getting into trading, or you're already into trading, I have two exchanges for you guys to check out with bonuses for signing up using my links down below. First off is Prime XBT, by far my favorite, because you can trade traditional markets, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything, all from one exchange, using your crypto, also intertwining, using crypto to trade the markets, vice versa. Awesome exchange, guys. And they have a demo part where you get to play with fake money so you can learn to trade. So check it out if you haven't. That link's down below. You can also get up to a $7,000 bonus. I'll leave a tutorial up here, and 25% off your trading fees. It'll bring you to this page when you click the link below. Now, for those of you looking for a no VPN, no KYC, BITUNIX, both of these exchanges, by the way, do support the channel. and you can get up to a 5,500 USDT in rewards. There's things you have to do for the rewards, but if you sign up using my link, put 100 in, they give you an extra 100 to use towards your trading. But you could, if you're more into altcoins and everything else, this is a better exchange for you to use for, you know, the meme coins and all that. There's more stuff listed on this, as in Prime XBT is mostly the bigger coins and traditional markets. Anyways, let's take a look at the weekly. So on the weekly here, if we look at the MACD here on the weekly, we have a crossover and a red dot. Every time we've had that, we were at or very near a top, right? Before any big move down, except for these ones here. As you can see, these lines were more straightened out, while this one is looking like it might be coming down in a big way. But of course, we have to see what happens as it happens. But you can see every time, you know, we had these MACD crossovers, we were pretty much signaling a huge top. The other thing I wanted to point out here, if we look at the RSI on the weekly, we have major bearish divergence here, right? Higher high in the price action, lower high in the RSI. That is big time bearish. But in these littler bounces here, obviously we're getting some crazy volatility. We'll take a look at where that could be going. First, I want to talk a little bit about the smaller time frame, and then we'll go into the bigger time frame and talk about why and how I think this is going to go. So we had this target of 92,805. Let me move this over a little bit. Which actually hit. We nailed it. It did wick below a little bit. Now, if we take, as you can see, I took our Fibonacci retracement here, and you can see we hit the golden pocket, which is the 0.65 and 0.618 fib right here. We nailed it, and now we're continuing down. But if we zoom in, let's go to the 1 hour and kind of, if you're into the smaller trading times, this is what I'd be looking for here. Just put in, this looks like a rising wedge. And again, I'm going to show you why I think with price is going to stick around in this range for a while, right? So if we break down from here, this is going to be my target somewhere. Actually, depends on where it breaks down, right? Could be a bigger drop. Let's go here. So if we break down in this area, it also lines up with a fib. Our target here is going to be, and where would it be? If I would wait for a break of 99.5, right, to put in a short for going this route. I'll also tell you where the longs would be. And again, this is not financial advice. I'm showing you how I trade and what I'm looking for. So break at 99.5, I'd be looking for a price target of 95.4. And then probably another maybe significant bounce from there. Maybe not. We'll see where it goes. But let's take a look at the bigger picture. So anything above the 92.2 and 106.3, and this will move over eventually. Actually, we can move it over now. 116, 117, right? Anything in here, there's really, it's just ranging, right? But a bounce above here and a hold. Now you can see how these wicks down here came, they didn't hold, right? So if we get a bounce above here and we start opening and closing dailies above that line, that's going to be extremely bullish. If we start opening and closing dailies below this 92, that's going to be extremely bearish. Now, what I think is happening now, I showed you guys, I've been talking about this for about a month. I drew it out a little more in detail for you. So this is the Wyckoff distribution schematic number 1 saying, right, we were looking for this bounce here at that 92.8. Like I said, it went down a little bit further. But this, if it's schematic number 1, we could still have a high somewhere between the 112 and 117 range, right? Before coming crashing down. And let me show you that schematic so you can understand. Right here. Whoops. This one here. Right here it is. So as you can see, we had our buying climax over here, right? And we had our sign of weakness bounce down here. Here up thrust, just like here, right? And then we came down, and this is the area we were looking for, that 92-ish, right? And if you follow me on Twitter, way before that happened, we were still above 100. I said, watch for that 92 to 93 for a bounce. And that's what we got. Obviously, it went a little bit lower, but it was just a wick. And this range right here, we should stay in this range for a little while. And this range being in between, you know, that 102 and 92, somewhere in this range. Or maybe another couple weeks and then get a big blast up to the new all-time high. Finalizing this whole thing, up thrust after distribution, and then your last point of supply, right? These will be your last points of supply that they get rid of on the way down. Big players play like this, and Wyckoff explains it in his book. If you guys have read up on it, he basically talks how all the big players, you know, do this. Now let's take a look at schematic number 2. Schematic number 2 saying we already topped. So let me pull that up. That's saying this up thrust was the final top. Not saying we don't go up a little bit higher. As you, like I said, we still bounce around in the same area. Everything still looks the same until we get to this area. And that would be somewhere around, you know, the 107 to 108 range for the top. If we hover around there for a while, right, like this, and we don't shoot straight up like this is suggesting, we hover in this area for a while, this is going to signal the top is in around 107, 108. And that will be the continuation to a downside. So that's what I'm looking for here. Now, could we be in something else rather than distribution? Absolutely. This is what I'm looking at, the way I'm playing it. You do what you got to do. And let's take a look at XRP real quick. Same thing, guys. It's looking like we're staying in between the EMAs here on the daily. If these EMAs, if you guys followed me for any amount of time and know anything about the EMAs, these EMAs I put on here, these lines, the red one's the 8, white's the 13, blue's the 21, yellow's the 55. At any time, if these all cross over, that is a huge sell signal. And that would probably happen somewhere around this 241 range. If we hover around here for a little bit, let the trend lines come down. But we do have higher targets. Our main target was 348. We did not quite hit that. Still a possibility to get there. If that breaks, we got 391. If that breaks, we got 471. These people talking about $10 XRP and stuff. If you understand markets and just money going in, how prices move, that's pretty impossible, in my opinion. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure to tick that notification bell. That way you get notified when I post new videos, as I will make emergency videos if there's big moves in the market. As I said, I took kind of a break the last 2 years, actually last year and a half. I know wasn't making as many videos, not keeping up on the markets as much. I got kind of burned out, guys. I don't have a bunch of people working for me doing stuff. I have to do everything on my own. So I got burned out doing a video every single day for about 3.5, 4 years, and then kind of had to take a little hiatus, little break for a while, but I'm back. So make sure you're tuned in. We will be keeping up on these markets. Like I said in the beginning, if you have any tickers that you want to check out, leave them down below. I'll see you in the next video.